The air hung heavy, thick with unspoken words and the ghosts of memories. It was as if the very atmosphere was mourning, cloaked in a shroud of sorrow and regret. The fog seemed to whisper secrets of a love that once was, now lost to the mists of time. It was the day love died, a day that started like any other but ended with a profound sense of emptiness. The streets felt deserted, the flowers wilted, and even the park benches seemed to cry in the rain. It started like any other day but ended with the earth shattering beneath my feet. Sudden breakups. They come without warning, leaving a trail of shattered dreams and broken promises. The coffee shop where we once laughed now feels like a hollow shell, and the cliff's edge beckons with its silent call. They leave you reeling, lost in a sea of what-ifs and unanswered questions. Every step on the beach feels aimless, every glance out the window is filled with longing, and every park bench becomes a place of reflection and sorrow. The life you knew, the future you envisioned, gone in an instant. The torn photograph is a painful reminder of what once was, the empty closet echoes with the absence of a loved one, and the deserted dinner table speaks volumes of the silence that now fills the space. It's a unique kind of pain, this sudden severing of a bond. The tears that fall are not just of sadness, but of a deep, unspoken grief. Hugging oneself in an empty room becomes a way to find solace, and the shadows of a couple walking away symbolize the finality of it all. It's raw, it's visceral, and it leaves you grappling for something, anything to hold on to. The pillow becomes a source of comfort. Old messages are read and reread in a desperate attempt to find meaning, and even a cup of tea feels like a lifeline in the midst of chaos. You're left standing on the precipice of heartbreak, staring into the abyss of an unknown future. The edge of the cliff represents the brink of despair, the city lights at night are a reminder of the world moving on, and the abandoned swing is a poignant symbol of lost innocence. The world seems to tilt on its axis, the familiar rhythm of life thrown into disarray. The blurry city lights in the rain reflect the tears that blur our vision. Standing still in a busy street highlights the feeling of isolation, and the overturned furniture mirrors the chaos within. It's in these moments, amidst the wreckage of a love lost, that we truly discover our resilience, our capacity to heal, and our strength to rise again. The sunrise over the mountain signifies a new beginning. Standing triumphantly on a hilltop represents overcoming adversity, and the blooming flower in a cracked pavement is a testament to the beauty that can emerge from the most unlikely places. We were comfortable, our love a familiar warmth. Mornings were filled with shared smiles over coffee, evenings a symphony of laughter and quiet companionship. We had built a life together, brick by brick, our dreams intertwined like ivy climbing a weathered wall. Weekends were for adventures, for exploring hidden trails and discovering hole-in-the-wall cafes. We were a team, facing life's challenges hand in hand, our love a constant source of strength. There were disagreements, of course, as there are in any relationship. But we navigated them with understanding, always finding our way back to each other, our bond strengthened by the storms we weathered together. Life wasn't perfect, but it was ours, and it was filled with love. And then, without warning, everything changed. The rug pulled out from under my feet, leaving me reeling, disoriented, lost. The words hit me like a physical blow, stealing my breath and leaving a hollow ache in their wake. Questions swirled in my mind, a chaotic symphony of disbelief and confusion. How could something so solid, so real, vanish in an instant? Where were the warning signs, the subtle shifts in the tectonic plates of our love? The answers remained elusive, lost in a haze of shock and denial. I searched for explanations, for some semblance of reason in the face of such sudden heartbreak, but there were none to be found, just the deafening silence of his absence, and the heart-wrenching realization that our story was over. The days that followed were a blur of tears and aching emptiness. Each morning, I woke up hoping it was all just a nightmare, only to be met with the harsh reality of my loss. The weight of grief was suffocating, making it hard to breathe, to think, to even exist. The world seemed to lose its vibrancy, the colors muted, the sounds muffled as if I were trapped beneath a thick pane of glass. Every corner of my home, every familiar place was a painful reminder of the life we once shared. The laughter, the dreams, the plans for the future, all seemed like distant echoes in a hollow void. The life we'd built together, the future we'd envisioned, now lay shattered at my feet, a cruel reminder of what I'd lost. Each broken piece of our shared memories felt like a dagger to my heart, a constant reminder of the void that could never be filled. Friends and family rallied around me, their love and support a lifeline in the storm. They held me when I couldn't stand, spoke words of comfort when I had none, and simply sat with me in silence when words were too much to bear. They listened patiently as I poured out my grief, offering words of comfort and encouragement. Their presence was a balm to my wounded soul, a reminder that I was not alone in my suffering, even though it often felt that way. But even surrounded by their love, I felt utterly alone, adrift in a sea of sorrow. The nights were the hardest, the silence deafening, the loneliness overwhelming. It was in those quiet moments that the reality of my loss hit the hardest. The pain was relentless, a dull ache that settled deep within my bones. It was a constant companion, a shadow that followed me everywhere, reminding me of the love I had lost, and the emptiness that now filled its place. It was in those dark moments, stripped bare by grief, that I began the arduous task of picking up the pieces of my shattered heart. Slowly, piece by piece, I started to rebuild, finding strength in the love and memories we shared. It was a painful process, but with each step, I felt a glimmer of hope, a faint light at the end of the tunnel. Healing, I soon discovered, was not a linear journey. It was a winding path, full of twists and turns, setbacks and breakthroughs. There were days when I felt a glimmer of hope, a flicker of my old self peeking through the cracks of my broken heart. And then there were days when the grief threatened to consume me, pulling me under its suffocating weight. It was in those moments that I learned the true meaning of resilience, the strength to keep going even when every fiber of my being wanted to surrender to the pain. I sought solace in nature, finding comfort in the rustling leaves and the gentle caress of the wind. I poured my heart out in journals, the written words a tangible manifestation of my pain, my fears, and my slowly dawning hope. Slowly, gradually, I began to heal. The sharp edges of my grief softened, the pain losing its intensity. I rediscovered the beauty in the everyday, the simple joys that had been eclipsed by my sorrow. A vibrant sunset, the infectious laughter of a child, the comforting aroma of freshly brewed coffee. Small moments that had the power to lift my spirits, if only for a little while. I began to reconnect with myself, rediscovering passions that had been neglected during my relationship. I enrolled in a pottery class, my hands finding solace in the cool clay, molding it into shapes that reflected the emotions I couldn't always articulate. I learned to embrace my vulnerability, to acknowledge my pain without letting it define me. I discovered a strength within myself I never knew I possessed, a resilience forged in the fires of heartbreak. The road to healing was long and arduous, but it led me to a place of profound self-discovery. I emerged from the wreckage of my broken heart stronger, more resilient, and more in tune with my own needs and desires. The future I had once envisioned with him was gone, but in its place bloomed the possibility of creating a new future, one that was entirely my own. I learned to embrace my independence, to find joy in my own company. I rediscovered old passions and explored new ones, my heart open to the possibilities that lay ahead. The pain of the breakup would always be a part of my story, but it no longer defined me. It had become a catalyst for growth, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. If you find yourself grappling with the aftermath of a sudden breakup, please know that you are not alone. Breakups can be incredibly isolating, making you feel like the world has turned its back on you. But remember, countless others have walked this path before and have come out stronger on the other side. The pain you feel is real, and it's okay to grieve the loss of what you thought you had. It's natural to mourn the dreams and plans you had for the future. Allow yourself to cry, to feel the weight of your emotions, and to acknowledge the depth of your sorrow. Be gentle with yourself. Allow yourself to feel the full spectrum of your emotions, and know that healing takes time. Engage in activities that bring you peace, whether it's meditating, journaling, or simply taking a walk in nature. These small acts of self-care can make a significant difference in your healing journey. Reach out to your support system, lean on those who love you, and don't be afraid to seek professional help if you need it. Talking to a therapist can provide you with tools and perspectives that you might not have considered. Remember, seeking help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Remember that you are worthy of love, happiness, and a future filled with hope and possibilities. The end of one relationship does not define your worth or your future. There are countless opportunities for joy and connection ahead of you. Your story doesn't end here. This chapter, though painful, is just one part of your journey. Every step you take forward is a testament to your resilience and strength. This is just a chapter, a turning point. Embrace the uncertainty and the new beginnings that come with it. Life is full of unexpected twists and turns, and each one brings its own set of lessons and growth. Embrace the journey, find strength in your vulnerability, and trust that you will emerge from this experience stronger and more resilient than ever before. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to learn more about yourself and to grow in ways you never imagined. And know this, dear reader, your story matters. You are not alone. Your experiences, your pain, and your triumphs are all part of the beautiful tapestry that makes you who you are. Keep moving forward, and never forget the strength that lies within you.